So, Loreleila, that might be your name, or how that's pronounced. Probably not your name. You asked a question about perfect life, and you gave, the 1, 2, 3. I don't think I can answer the 1, 2, 3, because that's just not the way my mind rolls. I'll tell you how it rolled when you asked that question. I started thinking about when I was younger, about looking for the perfect life, essentially. And I was kind of told by my family, and by my family I mean both my mother and my father came from large families, and so they actually had, I believe, more of a perspective on a group perspective for career advice, not really individual. And so they essentially it was follow the American dream, get the wife, the house, the 2.5 babies, and buy as many cars as God lets you buy. And I was like, oh well, I don't know about that. Didn't quite seem right to me, but I didn't know what else to do. But I kept my eyes open for a different way to live. And so you take like placement tests in school, and they always had me chopping down trees or stunning cows in slaughterhouses. Because they're like, I liked outdoors and I liked nature, so I should probably be cutting down trees or stunning cattle. And I asked about those more glamorous jobs, the more adventurous jobs, and I was always discouraged. I was always told, there'll be 10,000 people going for that one job, and they'll all have like these incredible college degrees, and then they'll die in debt. Maybe so, but maybe they had a good life. And so I tried it. I tried to follow the American dream, and career, property, all that. And when it turned out to be, hey, you want to say hi to me? Oh, you remember who drove you here now, do you? And so when that just came apart, how it started to come apart is I told my career, the owner of the company, I'm like, yeah, I need to take a leave. He's like, oh, how long are you going to take? And I'm like, probably 3 to 4 months. And he's like, yeah, we can't do that. We might be able to do like 3 weeks or 2.5. And I've been working there over a decade. And I'm like, once a decade, you can't just go away for a while. And I'm like, no, I really need to take this 3 or 4 months off. And they're like, you'll never do that in a career. You need to have your own business, he said. And I'm like, well, I do need to do it. And so I had to quit. I had to quit my career in order to go traveling. Just take 3 months to travel. And so then I realized that about everything. And actually, when I left, I had to pay all my bills and taxes and house payments. Really, the going away was the cheapest thing to do. Paying to have my life be perfect when I got back was insanely expensive. I realized I could have traveled a year on what it cost me to pay for my house payments and utilities and whatnot for 4 months. And so I thought, well, that's what I want. I want to travel for a year whenever I want. And all that decade working in my career got me the worst insurance you could imagine. People were getting hired on at my level of pay. Like, I've been working there 10 years, and people were getting hired on at pretty much what I was getting paid right then. It's like, so why? Why do it? I mean, I'm sure that's different from a lot of other different people's situations, but that was mine. And so what did you do, Earl? Well, I'll tell you. I got rid of all my possessions. I built the tiny house. And now when I want to go traveling, I could either leave the tiny house where it is, or I could deconstruct it and store it. Or if I could rent a storage bay with a big enough door, I could slide my house into a storage thing. pay $75 a month and travel whenever I want. And then I started working temp jobs. I started working a lot of temp jobs, and I thought that would be a problem, but temp people love that. They like to know that you are able to support yourself, other than be reliant on what income they could produce. And I found the more jobs, different temp jobs I worked, actually, the harder those temp jobs fought for my time. They kept contacting me and saying, "Hey, next week we have a week-long gig." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm booked up for that. At this point in time, you're going to need to start talking to me about a month in advance." And they did. And even as those month in advance things came up, if I contacted them saying, "Oh, we talked about my working for you 3 days, 3 weeks from now or 2 weeks from now, I'm not going to be able to make those 3 days." They're like, "Okay, it's a temp job. They can't fire me." So yeah, that's how I rolled. And only recently now have I gotten back into a job that is more career oriented, except I have zero responsibilities. I work as few hours as possible, and I get fantastic pay and benefits. It's not the American dream, it's my dream. So I feel really happy that things turned out the way they did. That my life funneled me into something that felt more healthy and more sustainable. I have such little financial outlay to maintain my lifestyle. I mean, what do I do for fun? I'm out walking the dog. I love it. I've been working with my $99 camera for over a year now, entertaining myself on YouTube, and I love it. Couldn't be happier. Perfect life. And so that's the thing. It's like, it's not the perfect life you set out to get. It's the perfect life you end up with. Well, that's part of my response to you. You've put out, Loreleila, you've put out a lot of stuff that I found really fascinating and want to respond to, so I'll get to that. So this is what you have for now. All right. Peace out.